You know, there's no real special way to start this video apart from saying I'm a high school dropout, and I literally made $11,429 last week. I actually made a post in my group to show my guys what's possible if you lock in with one skill and you have singular focus just for like a 12-month period, and how quickly life can change. I'll pop up a screenshot up here as well. So obviously, if you don't know me, my name's Liam O'Hare. I'm 24 years old, and in year 12, so my final year of high school, I dropped out. You know, my family was quite supportive around it. At the time, I was doing YouTube full time, and you know, I was making a decent amount of money. Nothing crazy, nothing too spectacular, but enough to live, right? Anyway, fast forward about 2 years after dropping out of high school, it was a bad decision. It wasn't a bad decision in the sense that, you know, I destroyed my life. It was almost a bad decision in the fact that I had no direction, because when I wasn't doing YouTube, I was lost. So I found myself in construction. I was an apprentice carpenter, you know, working on the job site every single day, and like I had no fulfillment apart from doing martial arts and going to the gym after work every day. Like I literally hated it, and I just had no direction in terms of being a construction worker for the rest of my life. Anyway, fast forward, what is it now? Wow, like 6 years since dropping out of high school. I'm now at earning potential of doing like 400k a year, so close to $500,000 a year. Obviously, if I keep up consistency. So last week, like I mentioned, I did $11,429 in commissions. I did calculate it and I made a post. Yeah, so I did 11.4k, so $11,429 in commissions in the past 7 days. And I wanted to make this video because, you know, if you're watching this, you might be in a position that I was once in. You know, you might be an office worker, you might be doing hospitality, working in a cafe, or you might be a construction worker like I was. And I've done all three as well. And I'm here to tell you, if you lock in with one high valuable skill set online, your life can change a lot quicker than you think. You know, I've locked in for the past 2.5 years now. I started out doing e-commerce. I've tried doing my own agencies. I've made a bit of money, don't get me wrong. However, I locked in with high ticket sales, you know, being a remote sales professional. And I'm now at the point where last week, just from learning the one skill of sales, I made 11.4k, which is, it's crazy, man. That's like what? That's like $1,350 a day. What is that divided by 7 days? It's pretty solid. So 11,429 divided by 7. Wow, okay. So on average, I made 1.6k for 7 days straight, on average. You know, like I was saying, there's no real reason to why I'm making this video, apart from documentation, and really to show you guys watching now, like, what is possible. Like, seriously, if you set your mind to one single thing for 12 months, even 6 months, like, shit can change real fast. And I'm here to tell you that's just the reality. Like, a lot of people, they go into like what we call analysis paralysis, where they see 5 different business models in there, they're looking at the pros and cons, and they never take action. And the reality is, it's just you need to lock in with one skill. And I'm telling you now, life can change. Like right now, because of what I do, I'm sitting in my $55,000 BMW, and tomorrow I'm headed off interstate, flying over for like a in-person sales event with the company I sell for. Look, if you're in your early 20s, you know, there's not a lot of time for reflection. You know, you don't really just sit around and be like, oh wow, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. It's like you hit 10k in a week, and then it's on to the next. How do I hit 15k? How do I hit 20k in a week? That's sort of the mindset, and that's what pushes you to be great, which is a good thing. But it's very rare you sit back and reflect. So this is sort of like a purpose of documentation. You know, in two more years' time, looking back at this to where I will be by that point, you know. And also for you guys, like, if you want to take my word for it, just lock in with one fucking skill, man. And look, my personal recommendation is high ticket sales, like becoming a remote sales professional. This is just where you sell like services and like digital products for like online influencers and business owners. It's changed my life in an insane amount. You know, before this, I was doing carpentry. You know, of course, I was locked in with, I had good traits. Like I was locked in with martial arts, hit the gym every day, had a fantastic diet, super locked in those areas. However, like, you know, on weekends I'd party, I would drink to escape the shitty reality I was once in. And now it's gotten to the point where like I don't even want to drink. I just want to work. I want to make money. And look, if you're in your, you know, early 20s, even if you're 18, 19, and you are serious about locking in and making some serious life-changing money in your early 20s, I do recommend high ticket sales, like I mentioned. And look, I have a ton of videos on my channel explaining like the surface level ropes of how to get started. So feel free to check out all of my other content. If you feel like you want a bit of extra help, just feel free to reach out to me on Instagram as well. I'm always willing to put a helping hand out to help you guys, because, you know, if I came across these sort of videos when I was 18, 19, 20, I'd be making even more money than I do now. And that's just the truth of it. Because you have to remember, skill set is the most important thing. You know, it's a cliche saying, but it's cliche because it's true. Skills pay the bills. It's very, very true. Of course, there's other factors, such as like the boat you're in. Because if you're not in an efficient boat, it doesn't matter how hard you row, you're not going to go very far. So it's all about opportunity meets skill. That's all it is. But yeah, this video is just more of a yap to document the journey, show you guys where I'm at now, and really just to show you guys what's possible if you lock in as well. So like I mentioned, feel free to check out my other content on the channel if you are interested in high ticket sales. And yeah, like I mentioned, feel free to message me on Instagram as well. Happy to help.